Welcome back, everybody. Happy New Year. It's 2026, which means a new year of the Spike Drop. Today, I'm going to be joined by PAL and Chronicle from Team Vitality and also Mixwell as well to break down everything that is going to be going on at kickoff. If you like the episode, give us some feedback in the comment and let us know who you would like to see here in the future. Enjoy. It's been such a long off-season that I've decided to hijack the broadcast today with a special episode of the Spike Drop, joined by a very special guest. Mixwell, welcome. It's 2026. Like I said, a crazy off-season. How much have you missed VCT, competitive Valorant?
A lot. Hello, Yinsu, by the way. This is my first time in the Spike Drop, so it's going to be a fun one. I missed it a lot, to be honest, because this off-season has been good. There has been tournaments, but it has been too long for me, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's not the same. It's not the same. What has been happening there, of course, is a lot of roster mania, a lot of shuffles, rebuilds, new faces. But let's revisit some of the things that happened last year, because Mixwell, it's been such a long time since EMEA has won a global event. Our trophy cabinet is looking a little bit barren, but do you feel like maybe last year Fnatic, they should have brought one home out of all of the times, all of the chances they had?
I think Fnatic could have won one for sure. I think at the start of the year, Vitality was looking really good, and then they fell off really hard. They could have done more in kickoff. If I remember correctly, they won 2-0 in groups, and then they won against someone in the first round, and then T1 came back from the lower bracket to win it all. Fnatic also had their chances in the last two international events, but we didn't win any event. So I believe we're missing that X factor that some other teams have from other regions,
How cursed are we? Because it was Heretics, right? It was 24. It was like, Heretics are going to win something. They didn't. And then Fnatic, they were going to win something and they didn't. When is this going to end, Mixwell? Is 2026 the year for us?
I don't know. Because if I look at the teams, at the rosters that they've made, I'm not really sure if Heretics or Fnatic are better than before. We'll have to see. Vitality is looking good, but not insane in the off season. But I have hopes for them. If I would guess, I don't think we win anything this year.
Mixwell, not on the first day of the show. Maybe you can reverse curse us. But I'm glad you mentioned Vitality, because I think we should start calling them Fnatic Academy. Because, who else do they want from Fnatic? They've taken all of their players. They even took their assistant coach, Scott has moved over to Vitality as well. But as you know, super teams, sometimes it's great. Sometimes it can really break all of the fans' hearts. But this version of Vitality, the sort of BBL Fnatic hybrid, what are you most excited about? Because they did win in EMEA last year, at least, the previous version.
Yeah. I think they have something that is very different from the rest of the league, and it's that they have really smart players inside the team, which can bring you many possibilities mid-round, where they understand the information that is being brought to them faster than the rest of the teams. So if they play, if they have a structure where people have the ability to call themselves and not only jumpy, I think over time, the team is going to get better and better and better and better, and it's going to be really tough to beat them if you're not playing your best game. So Chronicle, Jumpy, and all the rest, for me, are one of the smartest players in the game. So having them together, if they know how to work together, because you never know, I think they are the favorites to win it all this year in EMEA, if they do it better than last year, of course.
Yeah, I think that's like a lukewarm take, right? If you look at, like you said, the amount of players, the caliber of players they were able to assemble. But what I love about EMEA is that, long gone are the days of just one or two teams dominating. I think anyone at this point can at least win EMEA and maybe go on a run at global events as well. So we'll just run them off the list. Let's start with Team Liquid, because last year with Liquid, we saw Nats take on a little bit of a different role. He, I think, became one of the fan favorites in terms of IGLing, right? Everybody loves his speeches. Everybody loved the way that he rallied the boys together. And we also loved Cats, which is Kiko and Nats. But Kiko, little traitor, gone off to Americas now. He's abandoned Nats. But does that matter, you think, how big of a loss it is not having Kiko? And what about the new boys on Liquid?
I think it's a huge loss. Kiko was statistically, I think, the best player in the EMEA last year, or one of the best. So he was playing out of his mind. And also Nats has a really weird style of calling where he's lurking, he's playing Cypher, Operator, and Attack, and that no one does. So it was really hard to prepare for them at the start of the year because no one was playing like that. And I think they won one of the stages in EMEA as well.
Yeah. They did.
Yeah. They were playing better than what I thought they would with the roster they had, because they didn't have like superstars. They had Nads, of course, which he is, but we didn't think that any of them was a superstar. So I believe they overachieved, in my opinion. And in 2026, I think the roster is weaker. So yeah, I think it's going to be tough for Liquid.
Yeah, I mean, because NRG need more help, right? Because they so desperately need a player like Kiko. My goodness. It's okay. One day he'll come home. In terms of looking at the other teams as well, because like you said, expectations sometimes are so difficult. Some teams overachieve, some teams underachieve. But I think at least BBL, it's so weird. Okay, so BBL, not the Pacific version of BBL, but the old version of BBL with Yumpy. They massively, in my opinion, also overachieved. You know, nobody really put them in the running. But now coming into this year, they've got full Turkish team again. They've just gone and yoinked the team that ended up winning one of the qualifiers for Ascension. And that also goes on to a little conversation about Ascension in general. I know you don't believe we can win something this year, but Mixwell, we have more Turkish players than ever. You know, we have so many young Turkish players coming in. I think some of them, when I look at them, I'm like, my goodness, you weren't even born when I started doing the stuff that I'm doing now. But surely that's the future, no? The future, all these young Turks, they can help us do something?
Yeah, of course. I think there's players on this BBL team that are actually insane. Some of them have had offers from the best teams in EMEA and they said no to them. So they stick together. They believe that they can do damage together. They trust on each other, which is the most important thing. And they didn't break from what they've done in Ascension. So I have hopes for BBL. I think their team is BBL Pacific, is the ones that joined BBL right now.
Yeah, so it's going to be so confusing because it's like there's BBL and there's Pacific. Yeah,
exactly. But the BBL roster, I think it's going to be a really good one. And Turkey is carrying EMEA. I think Turkey is the best country in EMEA for Valorant since the start of the game almost. So, but it's getting to a point where maybe it's going to be VCT Turkey.
I agree. Honestly, I completely agree. We got to get some Spanish players in here. Mixwell, what's going on?
We're in a bad state. If you look at our league, in the National League, we only have 2 teams with Spanish players. So imagine the future. You
ever think about coming back? You know, get out of retirement? No.
No. I don't have the level, and I don't wanna have that life anymore.
Do you know what? I'm gonna go on and talk about this in a second because there's somebody else that also retired. Just tease you guys a little bit. But before that, I think we got to talk about the only team that didn't make any changes, and a Spanish org as well. GiantX, they've stuck together. They didn't make any coaching staff changes, no players. I guess they made enough changes in the middle of the season last year. Do you think they're going to be able to replicate even what they did? Are they going to be better now because they have time?
I think at the start of the year they have a huge advantage because they didn't make any roster changes and it actually really worked. These 2 UCAM players that joined, I think it was who were they?
Aaron Flickless?
Yes, Aaron Flickless. They joined from UCAM at the end of the year. They qualified for Worlds, for champs, and they did a really good job because they think that changing someone could be for the worse, so they just stick together. Pipson doesn't like to make a lot of roster changes when things are working. So I think they will start really strong, and it will probably fade throughout the year, and the rest of the teams are gonna get better. That's my prediction, but I hope they do good all year.
Yeah, I'm sort of with you, but also I think they have found like a momentum and an identity, because they don't mess about. Last year, like everybody else was trying double duelists, and GiantX were like, nah, we're just going to do our own thing. And with how the meta is going to be, I think it's going to be really nice for them. And very quickly, last but not least, before we move on to the opening match, before we talk about the opening match, is Gentlemates, because couple of rebuilds from this team at this point, and I was very surprised after everything that happened last year. They managed to keep Mini. I really thought Mini was just going to get, have all the bids coming in, people going to try and take him away from Gentlemates, but I think it's a good thing for Gentlemates, right? They've managed to retain this IGL.
I think they believe in him a lot, and they told him that they want to rebuild around him, which I think it's a good thing to do, because he was by far the best player in their team. He was IGLing and also performing really well. And they got players that I know, like Starcho, that he's been champs winner in 2021 with Ascent. But he fell off a bit after Koi, and we didn't see too much out of him for a few years. Then he played really well in Tier 2. Now he's back. He has a lot of experience, and Martin left K-Corp to join them. They have Gleef and Bipo, which are upcoming talents, I guess. I've seen them before, but they are upcoming talents. So, and I don't really I don't know what to expect. It's one of these teams that I don't really know, because I've heard really good things, like behind closed doors, and I also heard bad things. So, they are packing well. That's the only thing I can say.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to know until we see them go on stage, right?
Exactly.
And I'm glad you mentioned Martin, because I honestly thought brave boy, going from KC to Gentlemates, not something that's ever happened before. But somehow that is not the craziest thing that happened in the offseason, because the Boo brothers have been separated. Boo and Mini Boo are not on the same team anymore. So I'm going to hit you with an incredibly difficult question, Mixwell. Is comeback an upgrade for Team Heretics? Can they actually finally win something with comeback?
I think comeback individually is better than Mini Boo, but in terms of communication, he's way worse. So I don't know if he's going to improve his communication fast enough. If he does, I think Heretics is going to be better. But in the short term, I think they might get worse.
Oh, okay. I mean, I hope it's gonna get better. I hope they're gonna get better. We gotta win something. And that brings me.
They are my favorite team, by the way.
Yeah, are you backing them?
I'm supporting them all the way, but I'm always honest.
Okay. To be fair, you've picked a very good team to support. I think everyone in Valorant want them to win something. I think quite literally every single person want to see this group of players to win something. But it also brings us to our opening matchup, because there are two teams we haven't really spoken about yet. I teased this a little bit earlier. We saw a retirement in EMEA. Now, Angel, probably one of the most famous, prolific, competent IGLs we've ever had in the game, has retired, but he's not gone down your route, Mixwell. We're not going to see him on a watch party anytime soon, but he's coaching. Do you believe in this Navi with Angel as a coach?
I think they are a team that no one expects too much from them, but I think they will do a lot of damage, way more than what we think. Xiao is going to be the IGL, if I remember correctly, right? Mm-hmm. He's been under Angel for many years. He knows exactly what he wants, and they have good synergy together. So that actually might make this change way smoother. And I've seen Hero play in ranked. This guy is a monster. I've seen some of the players. that they have. Sociable is joining from BBL, Filu. I don't know. They don't have a superstar.
Oh, would you not say
but they
Ruxic?
have...
Ruxic not the superstar?
Oh, yeah. Ruxic is playing really
Yeah.
well. Ruxic is playing really well. Yeah.
Yeah.
But would you call him a superstar?
I mean,
I think he's
honestly,
these football players that are really good, but no one thinks about them.
like Tony Kroos. Sorry, I feel
For example,
very strongly about it. Yeah.
Yes. Or Rafinha last year, he deserved to be much higher in the Ballon d'Or, in my opinion. I think Ruxic is one of those players that doesn't get enough credit, and I did it right now. So you're right.
You've learned from your mistakes, I hope, because I honestly think he is a superstar. I think when we had the EMEA awards in the offseason, he was very, very high up on every single person's list. And Xiao, I remember he briefly IGL'd for like 2 games when Angel wasn't around back in like 2022. And he actually did a very good job, at least for those 2 games. So I'm with you. I think this sort of Xiao Angel duo, they're never going to break up, are they? They're going to be the most stable relationship in all of Valorant. And it brings us to another relationship on the opposite side, which is Karmine Corp. Again, maybe it's impossible to live up to the expectations of their fans. I don't think they met those expectations last year. But N and Shados are back together. Like, we're slowly getting the Gambit boys back. So do you think KC are going to do better compared to last year?
I don't know, because the competition is really hard. I really think that Shadows is still one of the best players in EMEA. I think his market value went down because the COI roster didn't really work out, but he is still a really good player. We could see it in the offseason that he had huge games with very big numbers. And I mean, individually, they have a really good team. Then they have to play well together. I believe they are really hard to predict. What do you think?
I'm a very big fan of Alves. I think Alves is always getting better, which is, I think, very hard to be able to tell sometimes. But I think looking back on last year, every game he played, he got a little bit better. Every role that he had to play on, because obviously with N, I think N and Angel might even be a little bit similar with their coaching style. They have very specific ideas, right, that they want to execute no matter what. And I think Alves has grown so much as a player. Without Martin, it's definitely a big question mark. Can they keep up putting numbers without Martin? But the fact that they managed to keep Sui as well, I'm a little bit KC pilled. I'm not going to lie. Whether I think they're going to be better than Navi, I really don't know. I think it's more about, do you think Angel's going to be a better coach than N? Do you see a world where that happens from game 1?
I think that Enk is a really strict coach with a clear plan of how he wants to play the games and how he wants to develop the team. And I think Angel, being a player all these years, I think he understands that sometimes you cannot be as strict. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Yes. No, but to be honest, it's true. It's true. He will be... I mean, he played with people, he won tournaments with people that I wouldn't call very strict. I wouldn't call Ardis the strictest person in the world. I wouldn't call, I don't know, you know what I mean? Those players are players that kind of do what they want sometimes. So he has the ability to work with more chaos than Eng, in my opinion. So let's see, because if his plan works, we know how good it is. With Gambit, we saw it, but we didn't see it with Karmine Corp yet to be able to win tournaments. So this year might be the one.
Of course, we got to start the year with a bang, and I'm now joined by Team Vitality PAL and Team Vitality Chronicle. Oh God, are you used to hearing that?
I mean, I will also say like with Team Vitality Yinsu. That's a Team Vitality podcast number 1.
Well, technically we've got Fnatic Academy and BBL alumni. Sort of. Are we still sticking with that?
Yeah,
you get tired.
We are far beyond that at this point, I think.
Yeah,
we've made our nice little mixture of everything, I think.
I mean, Vitality and super teams, right? I think they're pretty used to approaching the Valorant project in this way. So I'm going to jump right into it because Kron, a lot of people were shocked in the off season of your move away from Fnatic. How long were you sort of sitting on this feeling for? Did you want to leave for any particular reason at the time?
No, I think it just all happened all of a sudden. That was just a mixture of problems in conversations between Fnatic, and obviously I cannot go really that deep into it, but
it's not like
it's
for
not,
years, you know.
Yeah. I mean, it just happened exactly suddenly, and like maybe I thought about it for days, like that, like should I really do that or not? Because I didn't want to make it just like a rash decision or something, but like it just happened, and that's it. Like, I mean, honestly, there is not that much to say.
Well, I mean, I have a $1 million question. I don't know if you've been asked this yet, but would you have stayed if you won champs?
No.
Oh, very quick answer.
I don't think that will be related to the team. Again, my reason to leave wasn't particular to the team. I still like everyone who was there, and like I would continue to them. But sadly, what happened, that happened, and that's it.
How'd you pull this off, pal?
I don't think it has anything to do with me being good at what I do.
But you were already on Vitality, right?
Yeah, I came in sort of just before I then got to go and sit on the chairs watching them play on the stage at Champions, which was a nice experience. But yeah, we sat down with management and tried to build out what are we going for? We've got, a couple of players. We've got a whole squad from last year. What do we want to keep? What are we trying to look to do differently from last year? Because I think that was starting point number one. And then, really build out the vision of what do we want from the people rather than just the professionals, the players first, who then potentially fits that list.
Do you mind doing a timeline then, in that sense? Like, who was on the
I think so.
First?
It has to... I have to remind myself. Obviously, you've got people like Durka and Sayonara that were already with us, so that made things infinitely easier for us. And then it was just about filling in the gaps. I said basically to Yampi and I said to each other, we really want to be sticking together. Wherever we go, ultimately the most important thing for us is going together. So I went to Vitality first, took a little bit longer to sort Yampi out. He then came on board as the IGL. We started to build a bit more stuff. Profek was coming in soon afterwards. And that was roughly after Paris had just finished. And then from there, it was a bit of an exploration about, okay, let's run some trials. We're trialing multiple other options for Kron's position, because at the time, we didn't think he was an option.
Oh, but it was already interest.
I mean, there wasn't really an interest. We didn't know what his situation was whatsoever.
Okay.
So we just presumed he was staying where he was. So we carried on trialing. We got to very, very late stage trials with quite a few people. I think we were basically on the day we were choosing between two others.
Ooh.
We got the phone call to say, by the way, this guy's now free to start talking to other people, and you guys are potentially an option. So that's where things kicked off. We had to wait all the way to the end, basically, until the the end of season, the end of your deadline, your contract happened before we could even have any sort of comms. So yeah, it was a pretty late stage thing to happen, to be honest. As you said, it was quite sudden in the end.
Did you trial?
No.
You don't trial players like Kron, I guess.
Yeah, we had.
I mean, there is a good thing, obviously, trialing, especially new players. But I think with experienced ones, I think you have so much feedback coming from almost every single spot that sometimes you might not need them. While most of the time I agree that trials are helpful, in some cases they're just not giving that much of experience from or like understanding from a player. Like you've seen maybe multiple examples where like a promising rookie just not putting enough expectations. Like he's just failing, and obviously that was, for example, his last year in Tier 1. But just also because like he was playing super well in trials, they trusted the results from trials, and after that he fell off because, I mean, again, trials are not showing everything. That's like maybe something that people, I think, already starting to understand, that there is a lot of hidden mental things that are inside of almost every single esports player, and the way how you find them out as a head coach or performance coach is already like kind of a trait or good quality. Like it also proves that you're, for example, a good coach or not, that is able to spot those weaknesses or maybe strong points if you look from that perspective.
I mean, it sounds like at least the process pre-Kron was extremely meticulous. So why would you go through all of that and be like, oh, Kron's available, abort. We got to go all in on this guy. Because I think from a fan perspective, you look at trophies, right? You look at results and it's easy. But from a coaching perspective, it's still a little bit of a risk.
Yeah, it's a massive risk. And we didn't have no trials whatsoever. We did have a conversation when we were allowed to eventually about, right, does our vision for stuff fit? Is it something you potentially wanted to be a part of? Is it something where I had good ideas that you probably would be a pretty good fit for what we want? But essentially I sat down with management with all of these positions and went, right, we're lucky we're in a position where we can choose a lot of different people, and a lot of people are quite excited to be a part of it. What is it that we're exactly looking for? And try and actually articulate some criteria of, okay, this is what we need, especially for that last 5th spot. Once we had Profik in, once we had Yampi, we knew Dirk and Sayonara would be there. What's the kind of balance of personality we need to have? What in-game skills do we need to have? In-game roles do we need to have? So we were searching for that for a long, long time. Thankfully, after our conversation, I was very, very confident that basically it was, and you would actually fit everything we need. Because we needed someone to come in and be a bit of a second leader, add a bit of experience, add a bit of hype when we need it, but a bit of control when we actually are getting too energized, too ahead of ourselves. And that's 2 things that Kron's particularly good at.
Was there ever even a doubt in your mind that you wouldn't commit to this risk, though? Let's say the conversation went it sounded like it went well, but what if it went above average? Wouldn't you still commit to a player?
If it went above average, then yeah, absolutely, because he's very good at winning the video game.
There we go then.
And loves it. But no, if it was quite clear that it felt uncomfortable for both of us, I think both of us back ourselves or trust ourselves, especially for you. You know that if it hadn't have worked or it hadn't been something you'd been interested in, then we wouldn't have had the deal. Because there's no point in me spending so much time building something and trying to be meticulous about it and go, right, this is what we need, just to shoehorn something in that doesn't work. That in the long run is never going to work for a team, even if we do have a player as brilliant as him. And it's, again, the same for you as well. If it wasn't something you thought you could see yourself being a part of in a way that was good for you and worth your time, then it would never have happened. So yeah, there was a bit of doubt until that first conversation was had. But it was, again, there was, hey, here's an option, right? Here's a conversation.
Such a slam dunk.
And yeah, it was all happening realistically within 24, 48 hours. So I didn't get much time to think about any of that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, more importantly, how's Durka?
Good.
Yeah, he's good.
Alive. I love to say always that some people are alive. Or people ask me all the time, and when I'm coming to the office,
Every
how are
day.
you? How are you? Alive. I mean, that's a statement.
You guys have history. So
Yes.
is he still the same? Is he different now?
changed.
Yeah, in what sense?
I think he became more mature than ever. I mean, obviously everyone becomes more mature over time, but with him, with this vitality, the previous year one, I mean, he had a lot of experience, and he obviously considered that it wasn't a really successful year for them. They had to overcome some problems, plus a lot of compromises on his path. I think he got a lot of experience, and for him it will be very helpful this year, I think. And yeah, and I mean, I can already notice in some parts he is making his solutions, he is doing decisions that he will do different, for example, in Fnatic 2024.
Is it nice to be on a team with him again?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Oh man, that makes you so happy to hear.
Imagine I would say no right now.
I'm glad you said that. Yeah.
No, but I feel
I'm
like
doing
you're
it.
sincere. You're sincere about it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's hard to lie. Derki is still literally a top duelist.
Yes.
And his ability to sometimes even full carry the matches, sometimes be a very nice role play teammate, is just insane. He is mega stable with that. And also I know how to help him to become more stable, especially when we are playing together. But I mean, that's already another topic of role distribution, other stuff. I think that's something quite different. But at this point, obviously, I'm super happy to play with him. And I mean, we're just basically spending every single day with each other at the moment.
It's like the good old days.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, the good old days. I mean, I think it's not a secret that, Pal, you had such a good relationship with BBL, the fan base, the community, the org. And I think a lot of them are happy to, see you flourish and succeed.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Whereas for you, Kron, is there beef with Fnatic? What's going on? Are you still friends with the players? How should the community approach this?
We are just trolling each other. I will never want to put it in a negative light, just only because, first of all, I respect everyone. every single team that had it before. I mean, that's not even a joke. I mean, we literally parted ways with each other on a very good note, even though obviously the situation was bad. It is what it is. And what I will say, like every time we just troll each other, like even publicly right now, I just did with their classic. I mean, it is what it is, honestly. Like I cannot blame them for having bad classics for this year. I mean, it's okay. But I mean,
But buy
again,
the Vitality bundle.
yes, and it was another joke, of course. But again, like if at some point in this year we will have some sort of a rivalry, like we'll have a upcoming match with them, I don't think we both should treat it as some like very important thing. Like it's because I'm playing against my former teammates, or they need to prove that like changing me for Vikash was a great idea, blah, blah. I mean, it doesn't matter, honestly, in the first place. Everyone should just show a great gameplay, and that's it. Like, if we will show a bad gameplay, then this match will be not really nice from one side or another. Like, people will talk about it as being more boring, not interesting, or like it wasn't even a fight, blah, blah. Is it good? No. So I believe we should just put up a good fight without thinking like that we have some special rivalry, and that's it. But obviously, outside of that, publicly, we're gonna troll each other. I mean, you know, like, I'm recently started streaming a lot, and like, I'm consistently doing raids to Mart. Bro, Mart is a big troll. Like, every time I'm doing a raid to him, he just says, bro, Fnatic just like did so bad with like letting Chronicle go, bro, such a stupid move, bro. And also he was dissing Austin Roberts as well a little bit, so it's good.
You can't
it's
diss
good.
Austin though, bless him. Very, very quickly, just because I feel like we have to address this before we wrap it up. You won't have Sayonara, unfortunately, for kickoff. I think he's waited so long, but he's last hurdle now. Who are you going to be having? How much of a challenge do you think that's going to be for you guys as a team? And does that shake up the expectations at all?
So we've got Unfake, and thankfully we've got Unfake because it means it's not much of a challenge. I think we've all been quite surprised at just how easily he has slipped into the way we want to do stuff, given his experience before as an IGL, given just how he is as a bit of a person, given the fact that him and Prophet can now be speaking Polish as well, and we've got Russian and Finnish in our clutches. No, he's slipped in really, really well in ways that has surprised a lot of us. We spent a long time thinking about who we would want to have play in this spot. But no, we've adapted things around him. He's adapted massively to us and put a lot of work in. So look, we're very, very happy, and I don't think it's really gonna. It changes stuff, obviously, but I don't think it's gonna present. It's not presenting us with any new challenges to get over. We've just cracked on from where we left off before Christmas, basically.
Mate, the majority bold buff.
Yeah, it's
It's
great.
gonna be insane. You gotta have to shave your hair. Your hair looks great,
Not
Kron,
with
but
that now.
or Yumpi's got to take one for the team then.
There's no way we're
No,
touching
but I mean, we
Yampi's
have a
hair.
great buff now. We have 3 people with, two people with curly hair, and 3 bald buff. Basically, we have insane stack. Insane stack.
How are you sitting on stage? Is it gonna be like hair, like bold hair, bold hair, bold? Is that the setup?
We've got bold hair, bold hair.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like the other
We could
situation is so much cleaner.
I mean, that's a problem. Like, you need to look in long-term solutions.
do that. Yeah, we're looking at languages here rather than hairstyles.
Oh, I like it. Well, that brings us to our rapid fire section. I'm going to ask all of you a question. Mixwell is here, by the way. Hello, Mixwell. I'm going to ask you guys some questions, and I just want you to give me a very rapid answers. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
We'll do like a counterclockwise system. Maybe I'll start with you,
Yeah.
Pal, then Kron, then Mixwell. You can answer. Very, very good start. What is something the fans think is easy, but it absolutely isn't?
Having to give a timeout.
Oh, wait, I don't think fans think that is easy, right?
According to some of fans I know, yeah, they absolutely do.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, we
Just
need to
click
debunk
click a
that.
button and talk about some stuff.
All right, Kron
Playing the game itself.
and Mixwell.
I was gonna say something like that. Not reading stupid opinions on socials.
Oh, like ignoring stuff, right? That's not easy. That is not
Yes,
easy.
yes.
I'll start with you this time then, Mixwell. What do you think is an agent that is overrated?
I think Clove in ranked.
Ooh, okay.
Reina in ranked.
Chamber and ranked. No, Chamber generally in a lot of situations.
Okay. In which case, I'll flip it and I'll go back this way around again. What is the most misunderstood agent in pro play, you think, from the fans' perspective?
Phoenix.
Oh, in what sense? In a good way or a bad way?
I think everyone, in a bad way, the fans never quite, everyone often just thinks it's run around and throw the flashes around the corners, which is a lot of it, but there's a lot more you can get out of it as well.
I do like the Phoenix, yeah. Sayonara's Phoenix, right?
It
Famously
was
competent.
good. It was good at a time. Yeah. It was quite good on that for sure. That was mostly just running around throwing flashes, though. To be fair to him.
I mean, it's honestly hard to find a very good hot takes. I mean, honestly, I don't know. I think in that case, I mean, he said it. I'm not gonna repeat it, but I'll agree with him.
Okay, Phoenix, right? All right, Mixwell?
I think Cypher, because he got nerfed, but I still think he gives you so much information that it's still good in some maps, and people think that he's worse than he actually is.
Still viable? Still viable?
In some maps, yes. Not in every map. But
Okay. Well, let's turn the heat up. Now, I won't let you say anything bad about our region because we're the best region in the world. But Mixwell, who was the most overrated team you think in 2026 outside of EMEA?
That's a tough one.
I'll come back to you then.
I would say.
Oh no, he's got it.
Okay.
He's got it. You got it?
I would say Genji.
Oh, spicy choice. Kron?
I don't know why. I really wanted to say G2, but I don't think they really failed the expectations, so they were good.
You can't do that to Baby Bay.
I mean, I know, but I mean,
You can.
okay. And also, you just spoiled everything. I cannot say anything about EMEA because I would do this on my own organization then.
You can say something about EMEA if you really want. If there's a team in EMEA you think is really overrated, go for it. Why not?
I mean, that year? Wait, you mean this year?
Yeah, this year.
Oh my god,
this year.
why I'm throwing it on G2 then?
All right, Pal, you go. You take over.
Kron's just stolen my line, which was going to be quite amusing. I'll let you get that one, Kron. This is hard. Because there are teams like Gen G and G2 that maybe didn't live up to what they could have done, but they were really nicely structured teams. Who got further? Maybe MIBR?
Gonna be overrated this year.
Okay, yeah.
All right, that's your answer.
Yeah. Yeah, why not? Why not?
All right, okay. Very, very quickly, I want this just a numerical number because a lot of new rosters, right? A lot of new teams, a lot of new rebuilds. What is, you think, a genuinely, actually logical amount of time for a roster before fans, are able to criticize them and say, off with their heads, get rid of this guy? Because I feel like they do that after one game. So what do you think is the actual appropriate amount of time we should be giving new teams?
One proper split.
One split? All right. Pal?
Yeah, with us, it's going to be a day, inevitably. But yeah, I think you probably... Yeah, one split and then maybe the first games of the next split.
Then it's fair game.
When they've had a chance to actually reset, review everything, and then go, right, have you done anything?
Okay, then it's fair game.
Yeah.
All right, Mixwell, what about you?
I think kickoff.
Oh, after kickoff, everyone's fair game if they don't do well enough?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Right, back to work.
Very spicy. Well, I love that take. Thank you very much, Mixwell, for joining us for this. And
Thank
I
you,
look
guys.
forward to your
Thank
watch
you.
parties this year. Take care.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye. See you soon, mate.
Thank you very much, Pal and Kron, for joining me. Make sure you guys at home join us on the 20th of January for the start of kickoff. And we'll see you guys there as well.
Thank you very much. See you there.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.